Becoming an entrepreneur, getting customers, growing your business. How do you do it? You're about to learn everything you need to know to make your dreams a reality. If you're an entrepreneur, stay, chat, and get to know how to become successful in the cleaning world. Our company provides a wide range of services that include pressure washing, auto detailing, solar panel cleaning, and window cleaning. Now, proudly coming to you live from sunny California, welcome to the AM Pressure Washing Podcast. Here's your host, Mark Sullins.
What's happening, everybody? All right, thank you everybody for tuning in today. We got Fluke in-house, and we're going to talk about radius meters. We're going to talk about the SMFT 1000 meter, and we're going to go over a lot of things pertaining to solar panel. So, say shout out to Kaylin.
Hello.
All right. So, out in the solar panel cleaning world, we have some people that have been advertising this little yellow meter right here. For those of you who know what this is a Fluke radius meter. So what a radius meter is used for is whenever anybody puts a solar panel in, they will lay this meter on the panel with this little attachment. You'll plug it in and you'll suction cup it to the bottom of the panel. So when you suction cup it, this meter here is for temperature. The radius meter has a little solar panel strip right here. So what they use this for is when you're adjusting your panels, you're getting the degree of where you get the best reading from your panel. This meter is not used for before cleaning and after cleaning. It's not going to give you the reading. This little strip's going to give you the same reading no matter what, unless you wipe it and it's dirty and you clean it off, then it's going to give you a different reading. So what this solar panel strip's for is to give you the reading of what the sun charging capabilities are at the present time. And as you adjust your panel, you'll see where you get the best degree for the best charging at that time. Like if it's 12 o'clock during the day and the sun's straight up. So you can get your best reading, you can get a temperature reading, and you can get a degree reading. That's all a radius meter is used for. Now on the, and I'll be asking this young gentleman right here some more. So there's another meter. This meter right here, you see you have a LCD curve screen. So what this meter does, it gives you a curve on your solar panel of what the exact charging that the panel is doing at the time when you plug into it. So this can give you a before reading. So the way that you do this is you have two cables that plug into the top that plug into the back of the panel. Now you have to plug into the back of the panel to get the reading. So on the back of the panel, if you notice that there's a sticker on the back of every panel that gives you all of this reading right here. You have to program it into this Fluke meter to be able to get the readings correctly. So when you plug in all this information, and correct me if I go wrong.
Yep.
So when you plug in all this information into the computer, into the Fluke meter, it's going to give you the reading of what the panel is at that present time. After you clean it, you can go back and look at the meter, and it's going to give you how much more capability and charging rates that the panels are producing after you clean them. Now, they also, which everybody knows what Fluke is. Fluke is known in the world for their multimeters. Every electrician that you ever see that comes to your business or house or anything like that always has a Fluke multimeter. So the multimeter, you can also go to the panel of the homeowner or to the business, and you can get a reading of what all the panels are charging at that present time. Now this thing can also plug into the panel, the main panel at the business or the residence or out in a farm. So you can plug this into it, clean all the panels, to get a reading before, clean all the panels, come back and get the reading after you clean, so you can see how much more charging capability you got out of the panels after you clean them. I'm learning everything on this with Fluke. That's why we had them come in. We had some other people coming in today, but they are very busy. There's a lot of solar panel meetings today, so they're up in Bakersfield. They're all over the place right now. So David, that was supposed to come in, supposedly still may be coming, but he may walk in any minute. I don't know. But at 3 o'clock, I just want to get everybody in here and start talking and start going over everything with you guys. So, but like I said, you can plug into one single panel with this meter, or you can plug into the control panel. Now, a lot of you people out there are saying, you know, I don't know about control panels. I'm worried about getting shocked. I'm worried about damaging somebody's panels or shorting them out. Yes, all of that can happen. But you got to know what you can do. But like me, I call Fluke and I ask the questions. I almost went and bought this radiance meter because there was a job that I wanted to go out and test the panels of a before and after reading. I've got one customer, close friend of ours, that I want to go do. He's got 100 panels on his house. So after I started watching the videos on it, I wanted to see what it would do. And then I got to watching the video, and like me, I go on YouTube. So Fluke has videos on YouTube, and the radiance meter is just what I told you. It's only for the elevation, the degree, what the sun is producing at the present time, and the plug-in is for the temperature. That's all this meter does. It does not tell you what the panel's charging before. It doesn't tell you what the panel's charging after you clean it. It's just for the for those three things.
And I can speak some too about the unit as well.
Alright.
Just a brief introduction. This is a multifunction PV tester. So basically, it's a one-stop solution for you don't have to carry a lot of different tools.
Yep.
You can perform a lot of different things here. You can check a polarity. You can do an auto test. You can do IV curve tracing. You can also do open circuit voltage, short circuit current test within this tester itself.
Yeah.
And then it has software capabilities where you can enter PV module information. If you're going to a site, you can enter the client information, site information. You can print out reports. So kind of a one solution for a lot of different things, whereas right now currently in the market there are different products for it's not one solution for everything.
Yeah.
So when you club it with the irradiance meter there, and as Mark explained, you have Bluetooth function in it, so it communicates to the unit through Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So it's a wireless.
If you see back there on the panel, right here, there is another Fluke meter back there that you clip onto your panel. So it's Bluetooth,
Right.
and it reads to that the SMFT 1000 right there.
Correct. And when you're working with 1000 volts, this is the unit you want to go with. And right now in the top, these are for you can connect your MC4 leads on the back of the panel. And if you're doing your IV curve tracing, you switch the dial to your IV curve tracing, and then it will ask you to connect your irradiance meter and PV module information.
Yeah.
So the PV module information is a lot of that is available on the manufacturer's list, nameplate or data sheet. And mostly what it is asking is open circuit voltage, what is the maximum voltage it can draw, what is the maximum power it can draw. So those kind of manufacturing limits.
That's what I was telling everybody a while ago. So I took a picture off the back of this panel and got all that information. So yeah, I'm pretty savvy when it comes to common sense, but I'd rather have Fluke explain everything to me and explain it to you, so that way you can see exactly straight from the horse's mouth how everything works. And but yeah, it's more simple than you think it is.
Yeah.
So programming that in there, I was just sitting there watching. You hit the function keys, you program in all the information right here on the panel off the sticker, and then you're up and running.
Correct. And when everything is correct, it will give you two tick marks, green tick marks over here, that your irradiance meter is connected, your PV module information is loaded.
Yep.
And you can also load the PV module information through TrueTest software, which comes with it.
Yeah.
And you can directly search the manufacturer and the part number over there, and you don't have to type everything in.
It automatically loads up.
It automatically loads into the unit.
So if you call the customer ahead of time and say, what panels do you have, you already have the information.
Exactly.
So that way when you come out and you plug in, you're ready to rock and roll.
Exactly. And after this, it will ask you how many strings are connected, how many number of strings are there, how many
string
panels.
is what? A string is a panel?
So a string could be 2 or let's say 3 or 8 modules clubbed in one string, and then
Okay.
you can have multiple strings in one location.
Okay.
So let's say this is one module, you can have 8 modules and you can call it one string. So you
Okay.
will say, okay, one string has 8 different modules.
So what about if you're at a solar panel farm and you have like 100 panels on one string? So
Correct.
you'd say, you count how many strings of 100 panels you have?
Correct.
Do you
So-
put in 100 panels and then how many strings, or?
Yeah, so I'll have to check back on how many number of data points you can collect on this. But what you can typically do is you collect the string information
Yep.
and you enter that, and then you enter how many modules you have
Yeah.
per string.
Yeah.
And as you are taking a IV curve rating, you go back from one string to other string to third string, and it is collecting that information, and later on in your reporting, it will help you to club it all together and print out in a simple, easy to use format.
Yeah, so I'm going to work with the gentleman that you was on the phone with earlier. I'm going to get that information from you.
Sure.
Or his phone number.
Yeah.
Because what I want to do is go to the customer's house and plug into it. So that way it's on the ground. I leave it right there. I go clean the panels. Before I clean the panels, I want to get a reading.
Correct.
The curve chart.
Right.
So I want to learn how to get to the curve chart on this thing, so I can take a picture of it.
Correct.
And then I'm going to go clean the panels and then come back and take another picture of it and see how much increase we get out of them.
Correct. And it's pretty simple. Today we can't do because the unit is inside. Once it is outside, it will give you a irradiance reading through
Yeah.
the irradiance meter. And after you have PV module information is loaded, your irradiance meter is connected. All you need to feed is how many strings are there, how many modules are there, and then you press the test button here.
Okay.
And then it will, and you should have it on the IV curve. The dial should be on the IV curve.
Okay.
Once the test start, then you will see the IV curve
The IV curve, yeah.
in the
Yeah.
unit itself. And if later on when you connect to the software, you can have it in a format of report.
Yeah.
So,
Right on. It sounds like a lot. To me, it was a lot when I was first looking into it. When Chelsea come and dropped everything off to me, she dropped off a backpack full of components. I'm like, what am I doing? I am not an electrician. But to be able to do this, it's not as hard as you think it is.
it's not.
No.
It's designed for a very easy use, and Fluke puts a lot of safety and ease of use
Yeah.
into their products, and this is what it is designed for. That's why you don't have any wire connection through the
Through the
radiance meter.
radiance meters.
You can easily have it through Bluetooth, so
Yeah.
you can hook it up because panels string could be long.
And if I remember right, I think Chelsea said you can have the phone app as well.
Yeah, so phone app is developing and
Yeah.
it's coming. It will be there in coming weeks or maybe months.
Yeah.
I don't want to give any false expectations, but yeah, there will be a phone app where you can do everything through that.
Yeah. So for those that you're watching, you don't realize what you're getting today. You know, me, I make phone calls. So after I checked all the Fluke meter out, or the radiance meter and everything, I call direct to the corporate. I called Fluke. I got a hold of David. David started talking to me. So I explained to him who I am, what I'm doing, and what my end game is. I want to educate people. That's why we do the podcast. We want to educate you. So I want to make sure that you guys are getting the right information and you're not getting the wrong information from people out in social media telling you the wrong thing. I mean, I know there's a lot of people told you about the radiance meter, how you can do it before and after reading. That's not what this meter is even designed for. So I love educating, I love learning, and there's a lot more to this one meter right here that we're going to get to learn a lot about. So, but like, Fluke does, everything they do is very easy going, and it's, pretty much,
Yeah, all our meters you can talk about thermal cameras or acoustic images or multimeters. We are bringing a lot of Bluetooth connectivity into it. We are using phone apps, something we call Fluke Connect, which is FC, which is basically a Bluetooth feature.
yeah.
And a lot of electrical safety is kept in mind and a lot of ease of use. So you don't have to spend a lot of time learning the tool, but actually perform it and go out and do the maintenance thing.
I know I'm going to get a lot of questions, so you've got Fluke here. So ask the questions, put them in our chat box, and I will try to do the best I can on ask the questions what I know about. So whenever you go to a panel, like at a building like this or to a solar panel farm, do they have the plugins right there at the panel to where these leads will plug right into so you can get a reading for all of the panels?
So you can do multiple, let's say, now this is mostly used in a 1000 volt setting. So
1,000 volt.
Yeah, so you're working typically on residential or commercial. If you have a utility scale solar farm, typically it is 1500 volts.
1500 volts. So this is
This is 1,000. So
Okay.
it is not designed for that application.
It's not designed for the big solar panel farm.
For the 1500. So, but if they have something at 1000, they might have a 1000 volt solar farm as well. I'm not sure if there is one out there, but
Okay.
typically for 1500 volts, there might be something coming up in future. The product team might be working
Well,
on it, but
if you're at residential and in buildings like this, they put them on the roof.
Correct.
The solar panels. So residential, same thing on the roof.
Right.
But the solar panel farm, so if you got 100,000 panels and there's probably 50 strings, so you can just read one string if you wanted to.
correct.
And that way this meter will work on a solar panel farm, correct?
So typically what they have is a lot of the strings have their output and it is combined in one combiner box.
Yeah.
And then it is going to the inverter, which is converting it to a different form of AC to DC here. And they're collecting DC and it's going on AC. So when you can take the reading on one panel and one module individually, or you can do it at the string, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
And you can take a reading for the string as well.
So on your leads right here, your positive and your negative, on the back of the panel, there's two cables per panel. One's a male, one's a female. So it's self-explanatory which one you plug in. They're very easy.
Yeah.
The only thing you got to learn is just to take a picture of the back of the panel, or if you know the manufacturer, get all that information. It's already going to be preloaded in your meter, and when you go out to that customer and you plug into it, everything's already there. You don't have to program everything. You don't have to type all that information on the back of the panel. You don't have to type all that in there. So pretty simple.
And one thing which I would like to highlight, you have your data connection here. This is to connect it to the software and talk to the software. And then it also comes with a current clamp to take your inverter efficiency if you're doing that. So you have a current clamp for that. And even when you're doing the IV curve tracing, you need to connect it to in order to do that.
Yeah.
So you have your voltage connection leads, MC4 connection leads, you have your irradiance meter, a current clamp with it, then you have a data connection.
I know when Chelsea handed me the bag, this is what Chelsea brought me for these 2 meters. And I'm like, what in the heck?
So most of it looks like there is a lot of
Yeah, so here's some of the plug-ins. These is for your data.
Yep.
For the top, and you got these are a female and these are a male.
Right.
So these are on the back of your panel. On every solar panel, there's two cables on the back of every panel, and so these are what the leads look like. They plug right into it. Fluke, there's no question which is which. They're easy. They're the right leads you need to put in. So pretty simple. What's the USB for? Is that your main power?
Yeah, so USB you can.
Let's see, this one I think is to this cord right here.
It might be.
Yeah, it's to this one right here.
Yeah, it's just to
And
plug
you plug
into your
into your
laptop.
computer.
So this one goes into here, and the other end goes to your laptop.
So with that cord you plug into your laptop, you can download all the whatever
Information.
panel.
So what you can do is before you go to the site, you can set up information. But a lot of time, a contractor might not know what panel information or what they're working with today.
Yeah.
So in that case, you have the flexibility of going to the site and loading the information through the unit.
Yeah.
If you don't know it ahead of time.
Well, Nick is 2 doors down from me. So Nick installs solar panels. It's a Blalock solar panel installation. So I went over to Nick the other day and I said, I need one of your panels. He said, all right, here's a new one, grab it. So I brought it over and I got it plugged in so we could show you the meters and everything else. So good information. Who we got in here so far? We got Miss Anita Sullins. Hello, Miss Anita Sullins. We got the Slavin Group. The Slavin Group is Jerry Slavin. He's the one that does the RO systems for me, the big water filtration systems. And then we got that Dang. What's up, Dang? So if you guys got questions, for those of you that are just tuning in, today we have Fluke in the house. So Fluke is all of your multimeters, your radius meters, these meters, and every single meter they have. But we just wanted to clear up and get some information about the Fluke or the radius meter, what it does and what it does not do. So I've already went over all of that this morning, or not this morning, but just a little while ago at the beginning of the podcast. So we went over what the radius meter does and what this meter does. So not everybody is going to want to get one of these meters and go out to a customer's house because, the whole thing is you're going to be uncomfortable unplugging from the customer's house. But whenever you start doing big solar panel farms and, big commercial buildings like this, by all means, this meter is something that you really want to check out because you can literally show your customers that has high-end, high volume of panels of how much money they're saving and making with their panels. So this meter right here is the one that you really want on those jobs.
Yeah, and it's not a bulky unit. It's not that heavy. It's a
No.
light unit, you can easily carry it around.
But what's nice about it, with all of the connections and everything, you can literally go out to the main box, plug into it, get a reading, go clean the panels, and then come back and get another reading, and you can show the before and after true actual readings of what those panels are producing. So that's the whole thing that I wanted to do. I made the phone call to Fluke. It took me about a week or two. I got a phone call back from David
Bartholomew? Bartholomew, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I got a call back from David, and we started going over everything. And it's like I told David, I said, you don't know me, so let me give you some information. So I started, showing him all my social media, our business, what we do, and what we're trying to do. And then David was just right on board. So he sent Chelsea out. Chelsea brought in the backpack with all the meters. I went over some stuff with her, and she says, I need to get you with your technical team. That's why you come out today. And we wanted to do some videos and show these meters, how they work and everything else. So,
yeah, and since now we know that you're helping a lot of folks out there, we have a solar expert who can talk to you, and we even spoke to them in the phone. That's ready to go.
Today, with all of the meetings they had going on today, it kind of turned into a little bit of a cluster because Dave and a bunch of people had to fly in today, so they all got strung out everywhere. So I know David had to go to Bakersfield, and Ted had to go to Bakersfield.
Yeah, I drove in from Bakersfield myself.
Oh, you drove in from Bakersfield? Holy moly. And, I called this morning and I said, hey, I'm just making sure everybody, is on the ground, feet are on the ground, you're ready to come to the show. And everybody's like, oh my God. And I'm like, what? And everybody's like, well, we got meetings here, we got meetings here. And when they started telling me Bakersfield, I'm like, you ain't gonna make it from Bakersfield to here before 3 o'clock. So, but luckily you was able to get in here and at least, talk to some of the people. What was the gentleman's name that you were talking to a while ago?
Will.
Bill?
Bill White, yeah.
Bill White. So yeah, we want to get a hold of Bill White. So Bill White can do a lot more information. Now that they see what we're doing and what we're trying to educate and teach people, we'll get Bill in here, and that way he can answer a lot of your questions. I'm only learning as I go. And what I learn, I know everything about this meter. I'm learning a lot about this meter. This meter right here does so much stuff, it's unreal. So, questions, what we got? Dang, I was thinking of doing a before and after test with these Fluke meters, the type you just put on top of the panel. It can read the panel's input without connecting to the panels. All right, Dang, you missed the beginning of this podcast. This is a radiance meter. You've seen a lot of people out there using these radiance meter. What you don't know, this radiance meter has a little solar panel strip right here. That's where you get your reading. You don't get it from the solar panel. You don't get it from this. You get it from this. This is what tells you what the sun is generating power. This meter does not tell you what your panel is generating. It is not plugged into the panel. This plugs into the panel. This has a suction cup that goes on the bottom of the panel. You plug it into the top of the meter. This is your temperature antenna. This tells you the temperature of your panel. This lays on your panel and you adjust it to where you get the best reading from the sun. And it tells you at this degree is the best reading that you want to mount your panels so you get the most charging capability out of your panels. So this radiance meter tells you three things. I'm going to question you at the end to get somebody to answer it. So the three things that a Fluke radiance meter gives you is 1, temperature, 2, degree, 3, how much generating capability the sun is producing at that time to be able to charge your panels to charge. It does not give you a before reading or after reading from the solar panel. This is the solar panel on the radiance meter. Now, if I put my finger over it, I put some dirt on this, we can get a before. And if I clean it, I can give you an after. That's all this meter does. This meter is not designed to lay on the panel and give you a before or a after you clean the panel reading. That's not what this meter is designed for. But like you and other people that has been looking into it, I almost went on Amazon and bought it. It's $350. I was going to buy one for the company, have it in our vehicle, so I could easily just go drop it on the panel, get a reading, give it to the customer, before and after. There it is and done. But I went on YouTube before I went on Amazon. Fluke has a lot of videos on YouTube. So the gentleman that was giving me all the information, I sat there and was watching this video, and I'm like, I kept waiting for the before and after. There is no before and after. So me being me, I called Fluke. I called directly to the corporate office. I got David to call me back from the corporate office, and I said, explain me these meters. So once David started explaining everything to me, he was telling me about this one. So he sent his local rep, Chelsea's from San Bernardino, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, so Chelsea come out to visit me. She brought me the big bag of wires and meters for me to have on site so we can do the testing and filming and everything else. So I know they're talking about another meter that may be coming out that you can put on the panel to get a reading.
No, not a meter, but this, what I said is this is for 1000 volts,
Yeah.
but right now we don't have anything for 1500 volts. We have a clamp meter which is 393 FC, which you can take current reading AC and DC through the clamp,
Yeah.
and that is rated up to 1500 volts.
Is there going to be anything wireless that you can set on a panel to get a reading of what the panel's charging at the present time and then clean it and then put it back on there and get another reading?
Currently, with this you can take the radiance reading, but if you want to do before and after kind of a thing, right now,
No.
this is what you will rely
Yeah.
on. And I'm not sure, I don't have visibility into what product team
Yeah.
is doing, but they might be building. They listen to the customer.
You know what? If they could get something that is like this, that they can put on a panel that can read through the meter to the panel to see, what that panel's, capability is, the charging capability is at the present time, and then we clean it and put it back on there and then see what it's charging then, that it's wireless, they don't have to plug in, they will sell like crazy. Solar panel business is the fastest growing business that I've ever seen besides Amazon.
Yeah,
This is crazy what solar panels are doing.
that's true.
But if Fluke would work on a meter that would be like this, that you could put on a panel and get a reading of that panel without having to connect to it with a wire, that's where the money's at. So this is something that the engineer team, and David, when you watch this video, I'm going to send you and everybody the link. If this is something that your engineer team can work on and come up with something like this, everybody that's watching this podcast live and after this podcast's over, we have people that come back and watch the podcast afterwards.
I would say bring us all the questions.
Yeah.
And Fluke is all about VOC, voice of customers, and
All right, everybody, you heard him. Go on Fluke's website, go to contact us and type in your information and type your questions in, what you're looking for. And this company, they are a huge company. Fluke is around the world. Everybody knows Fluke. Everybody knows the yellow meters. When you look at the yellow meter, you already know what it is. It's a Fluke meter. Anybody in the industry, any electricians, anybody, they know when you see a yellow meter, you exactly know who makes it. So,
just a small information, right now it's a 75th anniversary for Fluke, and they are actually running some promotions.
really,
And they're giving away, if you're buying or investing in Fluke, they're giving away some gifts. So if you buy, and there are tiers, let's say you spend $200 or $500, $1,000, you get eligible for different gifts.
wow,
And
check
it could
that
be
out.
a Fluke backpack, it could be a meter itself, different things. So do check that out. It expires in August, what I know.
Okay.
And that is something which definitely
Yeah.
take advantage of.
Well, the thing is, I appreciate that Fluke was able to at least get you here. I know they got a lot of things going on. I definitely want to get Fluke back in here because this is something that is not going to slow down anytime soon. Every day it's like they hit another gear. Every day it's just getting faster and faster and faster. We got so much going on. It is phenomenal in the solar panel cleaning business. I mean, you're starting to see my shelves. You're starting to see how bad they're getting. People are buying the skids around the world, the rotary brushes around the world. We're shipping everywhere. So it's not only just in California or Arizona, throughout the United States and overseas. Solar panels are growing like crazy, and that's where the world's going to. So do you know of anything else that, besides the solar panels, what other functions would this have?
So this is a multifunction tester. I mean, you can use it for insulation testing, inverter efficiency, you can do polarity check, and we also have another unit which is a multifunction tester itself, which doesn't have IV curve tracing.
Okay.
Now, this has IV curve tracing, so it is specially designed for keeping solar customers in mind. And I read somewhere there one question like, did you talk about the pricing of this unit? Which is, so yes, go to your nearby distributor. We sell through distributors and check and look for the SFMT 100.
Yeah, this is called the SMFT. You know what? I'll type it in there. Let's see.
Yeah, SMFT.
SMFT
100. 1000. And if you don't know who your nearby distributor might be, you can go to Fluke website and go to where do I buy from.
Yeah.
There's a link. Just put in your zip code and it will give you all your local distributors in the area.
Yeah. Well, listen, I will tell you this. It's not $350 like this meter is. This one is a little bit more expensive, but it does a lot more. And the thing about it is, it comes with all your leads, your computer hooks up, and everything that you plug directly into the solar panel. But for those of you that are doing residential, this may not be the thing for you. But for those of you that are doing commercial buildings, carports, solar panel farms, by all means, this is a very good investment to get. This is giving you true readings. You're not getting fake readings that you think that you're getting with a radiance meter. So you're getting true readings with this. And you know, like I said, residential, this is really not going to work for you unless you're doing insulation or something like that. But if you're doing, commercial buildings like this, if you're doing solar panel farms, this is a very good tool to have to be able to show your customers how much before and after the cleaning, how much more power you're getting out of your panels. And what you can do is, another sell point with this, you can tell your customers, say, hey, I want to come back in a month and get a reading. I want to come back in 2 months and get a reading. And then that way you can do a base point of how often you want to clean those panels. Because when you're talking about solar panel farms or commercial properties, you do want to keep up with that kind of information. I would have a spreadsheet and come back, and every month I would put in, what the readings are every month and see how much they go down from from when you clean them. I'm just that way. I'm a spreadsheet guru. So yes, I would most definitely keep up with all the readings for all of my customers. It takes 2 seconds to go out there and plug in. You already have it programmed into the meter right here of that customer's information. You load it right up, go plug in 2 seconds you're going to have the information. Write it down on your notepad or type it down on your spreadsheet, and you show this to your customer. This is how much a drop of power you're having every month, or if you ever want to do it every week. Some customers may want it done every week. They want to see a chart of how much they're losing weekly. And even though they can go online and on their computer and get it, they can get those readings, but this is true readings directly from the Fluke meter.
And it will save you on documentation, like you don't have to carry your notepad because you can save the readings.
Oh, you can save everything in there.
And then you can pull it out using
Can you program on the meter customers and everything else, each location, or it's just for that one reading?
You can do the client, different clients you are going out to, because when you go to the home screen here, if I can show it quickly.
when Chelsea brought this meter out, and I started seeing it on the internet when David was talking to me, so I went on their website, and he started showing me the different meters.
So if you save anything, it goes into your memory section over here.
Yep.
And then you have different client information on F2 button,
Yep.
which is the second column. And then device settings is what kind of units you are working with. If you're calculating, obtaining irradiance, what is the watt per meter square, or what is the temperature unit you want to obtain. And a lot of other information on the readings itself.
Right on.
And then help is, there is also info button. So if you get lost anytime, press info and it will guide you
Guide you
of
right to
what
it.
you want to do. So
That is awesome.
yeah.
Technology is amazing. When you get my age, we sit back and look at what it used to be and where we're at now, and technology is phenomenal. And for me to have the opportunity for Fluke come out and talk to us and talk to all you guys, I am very grateful. I appreciate the time of being able to give to us, bring meters out, and let us learn this. And trust me, I'm not done. Everybody knows that I'm about to get into the solar panel farms with the skid steer and everything else, and I'm definitely going to get one of these meters, and I'm going to show the customers what's going on, because I don't mind spending the money on quality tools to be able to give quality information. I am not a person that wants to give out false information. I'm not going to wing it and pull something out of my butt and throw it at you like Fluke. I go directly to Fluke and I ask the questions, so that way I make sure I get you the right information. I don't want to just throw something out there just to be saying something.
And that's why we want to connect you with our Fluke expert on solar.
Yeah.
To let your audience know more about what you can do with this.
Well, most definitely, we'll touch more bases after the podcast, and if they are available to come out next week or the following week, more than welcome. The gentleman you was talking to, is he local?
No, he's not local. He's on East Coast. I guess he's in MA.
Yeah.
I might be wrong in that, but he's on East Coast.
Okay, I have locations that we can go to that are close by here. I've got carports at high schools. I've got solar panel farms. We've got residential that we can actually go out and do videos. Now, the big thing with me is I like to do videos and put it on my YouTube under my playlist.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So in my YouTube channel under playlist, I have how-to videos, how to read a Fluke meter, how to plug into a customer's house with your Fluke meter. Put those videos in there, and that way we have hands-on from you guys, and we can show these videos. And Kalen will edit everything, my social media guy. He will edit it, and I can give you that information to you, so you can take it out there and use it on your social media streams, your website.
That's a good idea, and I appreciate you doing all that work and connecting with the audience.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure definitely they can find some time. I can't commit to it because I'm not Will, but he's booked throughout. He's our social expert, so we rely heavily on him.
Yeah, I definitely want to get this guy on the calendar. That way we can come in like on a Monday or Tuesday and do the filming, and that gives Kalen time to edit it, and then we can put it on the podcast. Like on my on here, like I took care of a customer last week. If I go back to it, I can end it, I can come back to us.
Awesome.
But I can show the videos live during the podcast so everybody can see what we did. But I most definitely want to go out some of these farms, and that way we can get a reading before and after and show how the meter works, how easy it is to plug it in and program it, and that way we can do a before and after cleaning and we can show it to everybody. But yeah, everybody, I'm not done. Too many meetings today with all the Fluke representatives. I was supposed to have about 3 or 4 people here, but they got tied up in other meetings. So we will definitely have Fluke back, and we're going to go out in the field, because this is something that everybody needs to know and everybody needs to learn. If not only you're just going out there and cleaning panels, but everybody's got to understand, residential, you're selling yourself. You're selling to that customer that their panels are dirty, and if I clean them, this is how much charging capability you're going to get out of them, and you know how much money you're going to save. So with a meter like this right here, it's going to help you sell your service to the customer. So without a doubt, we're going to learn some more about the Fluke and everything else. Let me get in here and answer some of these questions. What we got going on, Solar Cleaning Kings. What's up, Solar Cleaning Kings. Dang, I was thinking about buying for the connection. Smash that like. Thank you, Dang. Sorry I'm late. Okay, got it. Thanks, gentlemen. West Coast Power Washing Services chimed in late. Did you say the cost of the bigger meter that reads the output? Well, gentleman done already told you to go on the sites and find out who the local distributors are, and you can find that out. I put it in here which one it is. It's the Fluke SMFT 1000. Spotless Solar Experts. Mark, did you finally get the fly? LOL. Oh, from last week? Yeah, daggum fly. Bothering the crap out of me. Nelson, what's up, Nelson? Petra, hello, Petra. Dang, hello. Everybody's talking to each other now. Everybody's hello. All Solar Cleaning Service. What is a meter? You don't know what a meter is? All right. You got meters out there. Fluke is known for all their meters. You know what a multimeter is? What an electrician takes, polarity and current with a multimeter? Same thing. Fluke makes that meter. But this is a different meter that we can hook to solar panels, and plus it does other stuff as well. So, but that's what this meter is right here. So, and how much it costs. The cost on this is substantially more than this one right here. But just remember, I done told you, this is not made for a before and after on the cleaning of the solar panels. This is only made for like people that are installing them. They want to know what the temperature is, how much charging capability the sun's producing at that time, and what degree it is. That's all this meter does. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think this was great connecting with the audience here. And thanks for doing this, taking time and reviewing the products, going in detail, contacting the corporate office itself. It takes time, I know.
Yeah.
And not everybody goes to an extent to know the details of the product and give the right information.
Yeah.
So thanks for doing that. And
Thank you.
We'll make sure that we get you more information on this.
Yes, most definitely. We do want to get more information. I do want to go out in the field with some of your techs and be able to show how we hook up, and we can clean some panels. It won't take us long. I'll already have a crew set up ready to go. We'll do all the filming to plug in. We'll do the filming of the cleaning, and we'll come back and do a filming of the after. How much more capability or charging capability the panels are producing.
I mean, we can help you in that. Let's coordinate after this and make a plan. And I would also say there is Fluke is coming out with a lot in the renewable markets, and we have a clamp meter which is a 393FC. Next time when we are out there in the site, we can also bring something like that.
A clamp meter.
It's a clamp meter for 1500 volt.
Like that one over there?
Similar to that, but it can do much more than what this is. This is just for measuring current. It can do voltage and current up to 1500 volt DC through the clamp. And you can do other multimeter function. What
about with a clamp meter at the meter box at a residential or commercial? Can you clamp on there and get a reading of what it is? That way you don't have to plug in?
Yeah, so you don't have to connect in series.
We got some power here. Hell, I didn't even think about that. All right, I've seen my electrician, Jody Durham. Shout out to Jody Durham, my electrician. So this is a clamp meter. So you're telling me with a clamp meter, we can go up to the house, clamp into it, and we can get a reading.
So what clamp meter does is, your multimeter you're connecting in series, and you're risking yourself because now you're hooking up to the live connection. But this, you just place the wire in between the clamp, so it provides you a huge safety. You're putting in parallel, you're not putting in series, so you're not just connecting anything and putting your cable up there. And it has Bluetooth capability in it, which will allow you to leave the clamp meter there in the panel, stand 30 feet away, and in your phone, you can monitor the reading itself and take screenshots of it. How about that? And then send messages through the phone. So we have a Fluke Connect app, which you can download from iOS and Android. It's available everywhere. You can download it in your phone, tablet, or PC. And then a lot of the Fluke tools which are coming out there, if you see FC written on it, which is Fluke Connect, it can be connected to a Fluke Connect app. And most of them can be connected to the Fluke Connect app, which is basically a Bluetooth technology.
You know what? So instead of this, that's going to be troublesome for a lot of people because they're going to be worried about plugging in and everything else. The clamp, you can still get the read. All we want to know is how many kilowatts it's producing.
So basically, when you're working with multimeter, it will typically go like 10 amps. It can do max because you don't want to hook it up to a large amp circuit. And that's why clamp meter are designed for higher amperage. So you are working on 600 amps or 1000 amps. The one which I'm talking about, 393 FC, can go up to 1500.
So I'm gonna write this down. So which one is it?
393 FC.
393 FC. 393 FC. Let me go into this box so people can look into it. 393 FC.
Yeah, check that out. And there is another one, 393 FC, especially for solar application, but there is one which is 378 FC, another hot selling product.
Hang on one second. I'm gonna type it in here. Fluke.
378 FC.
378
FC.
FC.
Yeah, both of them are
I'm
amazing.
gonna put that one down. 378 FC. So they have, both of them have the digital display reading?
Right, so they have a digital display reading, and they also come with leads. So in case if you want to ever measure in series and take the leads, they come with leads as
See,
well.
like this one has the lead that can go in.
Yeah, this is specially designed for this to connect with the meter here.
Okay.
But we have standalone clamp meters
Okay.
which can take the reading without having to hook it up to something else.
I like that. So the main thing that we're trying to do is tell them how many kilowatts we're getting. You know, how many watts is being produced. So if you can walk up and clamp this, you know, to the customer's house before you climb up on the roof, and we get a reading, we can take a picture of the reading, and when we get done, we take another picture, and there you go.
So yeah, so it won't give you wattage reading, but it will give you the current and voltage reading, and then you can do the wattage calculation from there. If you want power readings, then you will need a power logger.
Okay.
Which is our 1770 series or a 1730 series for single phase or three phase circuits. And but typically these are designed keeping safety in mind. Huge thing. I mean, you don't want to risk
That's the
yourself in
whole
high
thing.
amperage environment.
When, you know, everybody was wanting this. So this is nice to set on the panel, but it's not doing what we thought it was going to do. Now this requires, you know, plugging in to the panel or plugging into the main control panel. So this is a little bit more work. A clamp meter, clamp it on there and get a reading off of it, and then you can do the calculations. That's the way to do it.
Yep. And I actually have it in the back of my car right now, but
Oh, guess what I'm going to be doing after this podcast?
and
We're gonna get this. I'm gonna get with Chelsea and get one of these meters in here. So
now on the panels, if you're doing thermal inspections, just looking on which of the solar cell is damaged or module
Yeah.
is damaged, and you're looking for what is hot and what is not, we have thermal cameras which are also Fluke Connect enabled. So they have Bluetooth technology. You can hook it up to your phone, remotely see what the camera is seeing, and capture pictures on your phone. And there are wide range of cameras. We have cameras up from $1,000 up till $25,000 range, depending on different kind of applications you're working at.
amazing. I love it. Anybody else tune in? Nope, I don't see nothing else. But this has been a lot of great knowledge today. I get all into this kind of stuff, so I enjoy learning. That's the whole thing about this. And then once I learn it, I love to give it back. So that's what AM Pressure Washing is known for. We go out and we try to help the end user with our equipment, like right now, solar panel, multimeters, Fluke. I'm trying to help you guys out with that because not only am I educating myself, I'm also educating you guys as well. We want to make sure when you spend your money, you spend it on the right tool that you need to go out and do the job. But trust me, the clamp meter, I'm going to be looking at it here in a little bit. I'm going to take a picture of it and I'll put it on social media tomorrow. Or I may even throw it on there this evening when I get done. But I definitely want to look at that meter because that right there, we're trying to get a number reading. So that way we can give it back to the customer. So we want them to know, you know, how many, it said watts?
Yeah, so it the 393 can do up to 1500 volts.
Volts.
Yeah,
But not
and the 378 is 1000
Okay.
volts rated. So Cat 3 environment 1000
So
volts.
like a residential home with maybe 50 panels, how many volts is that? Do you know?
Typically, you are working in so a residential facility when you're coming from the utility side, you have 120 volts at your house, and then on the grid it might be 480 volts.
So like this one's what, 120 volts per panel?
Not entirely sure, but yeah, we can.
I wonder if that out.
This one, I'm not sure about this. Yeah.
Let's see, this one is.
This is total is 360 watt.
Rate current, rate voltage is 33.9 volts. Amps is 10.62 amps to this panel.
Right.
So you're only 33.9 volts. So you multiply that times every panel.
Right. I mean, yeah. So basically, you have maximum power output from each panel.
This one is the maximum system is 1,000 volts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the manufacturer information will be there for different panels, so you can find it over there.
Right on. Good information. I like this. So now we just need to get the other gentleman to come out, and we can. The clamp meter's the way to go. Because this is going to be very easy.
I can show you after this.
Yeah, so we can literally go out to the box where your meter is on the side of the house or in the garage. You can literally go up to the cables that are going in it from the panels, clip this onto it, and you can get your reading. But this one's not a digital. This one's just
this one is made for just doing for the inverter side, and this is made as a connection or extension for this unit.
Okay.
But we have clamp meters, which is. It looks like if you remove the clamp, it's typically a digital multimeter.
Yep.
But then you have a clamp on it, and it's made for higher amperage environments when you're working.
So that may be the way to go right now for all the end users until you come out something that's wireless that you can set on a panel.
Right. So yeah, we'll have to look more into that. I'll encourage everyone to send us your input about it. What do you feel? What kind of products is there a need of such a product in the market, and what is the gap right now?
Yeah.
Send us that information. We'll look into it. And I'm pretty sure product teams are already looking something like that. Yeah.
Right on. Awesome. All right, guys. I won't hold up this gentleman too much more because he had to come all the way from Bakersfield. But we will definitely get some more information. So that was Chelsea. So right now I'm going to put some information up. So R&S Flooring Solutions, Robert Butler. Robert Butler is my brother from another mother. Robert is the one that did my floor in my shop when I first bought the building. But I do a lot of work with Robert. So Robert does a lot of ceiling, floors, epoxy, basketball courts. He does all that stuff. So Robert, come in. We showed you on our social media, we showed you the before and after of the floor. You can see behind. See how pretty and shiny the floor is? Floor's brand new again. So Robert Butler, shout out to you. I appreciate you. I love you like a big old brother. But thank you so much for everything you do for AM Pressure Washing. And, we work together, giving each other business and everything. I shout out Robert all the time. Anybody that needs their floors done, he does a phenomenal job, and he does not charge you arm and leg. I don't get paid for this. I don't get nothing out of it except he's my friend. So Robert Butler, R&S Flooring Solution, give him a call. Right there's his phone number. And if you need anything done, holler at him. What else we got going on? Oh, there is the elephant in the room. And anybody watching this podcast, you probably haven't noticed it yet. But look what's underneath the table right there. Do you know what that is? I'll give you one guess. Prototype. So I've been telling everybody about the prototype. I can talk to it now. My NDA has been lifted. I can talk about it. The gray box is the battery pack. This one has a continuous run time of 1 hour. They have another one that's going to be a 2-hour continuous run time. There's the pressure washer with the pump and its skid. So all of this is going to be taken off their skids. I'm going to be mounted to one of my 4.0 decks. And then we're going to put the hose reel riser more than likely just above the pump and the unloaders. And I'm not going to cover up the battery box. I want to keep it separate. So I'm going to shorten my riser for the hose reel. So there is the prototype right behind you for your eyes only. So this weekend I'm going to probably be working on it, get it installed. I'm literally going to hide my truck so nobody sees that I'm here, come out in the garage, and I'm going to start working on this thing and get it installed on my deck so I can get it out to Jeff Davey at Devious Customs, and he'll know where all the hoses are at. how everything needs to be laser cut before we build our new decks. So that way, literally, this will come to me, I'll bolt it on the deck, hook up the riser, put the hose reel on it, plug everything into the tank, and it's ready for delivery. So this skid, when I get done with it, will be at SEMA this year. It will be at the company's booth. It will be AM pressure washing. All of our branding will be on it and everything, but it will be at SEMA this year in Las Vegas. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing more videos of it, showing it once it's installed on the skid, and then I'm going to be building the cart for it to sit on. So once we get the cart all dialed in, it's going to look something like this podcast table. It's all going to be gloss white, powder coated for the metal with aluminum decking around it with our branding on it. So can't wait to get started on it. I've been trying to work on it all week. I got it last Friday, but I haven't been able to work on it yet because we've been busy. So this weekend I'm hiding. Don't call me. I'm going to ignore your phone calls, and I'm going to get this thing built. I can't wait. I believe that's all we got to talk about. RNS flooring the floor. Prototype's in. Fluke's in the house. We appreciate you guys. West Coast, what's up? I see you power washing. But yeah, more to come on the Fluke meters. I'm definitely interested in the LCD digital reading for the clamp. This will be the ideal tool for you right now, unless you're doing the big solar panel farms, and then this is the big one that you want for the big solar panel farms. So you can get more of a reading and everything off of them. But anybody got any questions, give me a shout out. You got all my information in the chat box. You got my phone number, you got my email. Give me a shout out. If you got any information, Chelsea is, right there is Chelsea from Fluke. Take her information down. She's our San Bernardino representative. So you can reach out to Chelsea if you got any questions, and then I'm gonna get everybody else this information. So write everything down. I'll leave it up for a little bit so you can get Chelsea's information. If you also need it from me, holler at me, and I'll be more than glad to give you a shout out and send you all their information. But I appreciate you. Thank you for your drive. Are you driving back?
Yeah, I'm driving back to LA.
Oh my God! Well, going this way, it's not going to be so bad.
So I'll be in LA. So
in LA?
We have some calls tomorrow. Yeah.
Right on. How long is David in town?
He will be flying back tomorrow, I believe.
Okay.
And he's also tied up. So we are doing a solar Kaizen kind of a thing this week. So that's why everyone is tied up to it.
Everybody's tied up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so things didn't get to work out the way we wanted to. I thought I was going to have more people here, but it's been crazy. I've been talking to so many people from Fluke today.
Right.
Yeah, so luckily we got this young gentleman in right now so he could go over some of this stuff. But there's a lot more to come. I'm literally going to get Fluke to come out and do some readings, like I said, when we do some jobs, and show you guys hands-on how it is. We may even go live, and that way he can talk to you live and answer questions. But thank you for your time. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week. Everybody have a good day. Peace.
Thank you for joining our podcast today. Hope the knowledge we passed on to you helped. Please tune in next week for a brand new show and surprise guest. From AM Pressure Washing and your host, Mark Sullins, have a great day and be safe.
In Bakersfield, it's 1 time.